All right, welcome to the Muscle Maturity Podcast, episode number 95. I'm here with 1983 Mr. Olympia, Samir Bannout, and Marcus Guerrero from Old
Hey,
School
John.
Labs.
Hi,
And I am
Marcus.
John Hansen.
What's going on, guys?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
We're dealing with some heavy rain here, John. All of a sudden, it
Really?
was sunny about like 3 hours ago. It's supposed to be sunny, and all of a sudden it went crazy. It was raining, like they say, cats and dogs. Heavy rain. Yeah, it was fun though. We went out, like my son went out, like, wow, we're not accustomed to see this here in Southern California. It was crazy rain.
Wow.
Yeah. That's fun though. That's welcome. We need water here in this state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys do for sure. We got hot weather already in Florida.
We need the water because you know what happened was the fire. So the more water, the better safety, I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And better spring, that's for sure.
Did you already hit the gym today?
I didn't.
No.
Not today. I trained yesterday. I'm sore. I don't know, man. I don't know if I told you. I have a problem with sleeping, Marcus. I have a sleep apnea, which is,
Okay.
sometimes you can sleep 8 hours, but it's not really sound asleep kind of. I mean, we figured this out. And so now I've been using a special machine to actually make me breathe a little bit better. And,
that's cool.
it really does work. So, you know about that, John.
Yeah. The big machine you put over your face.
Yeah, you get more oxygen while you're sleeping, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's the first part one, John, to get used to it. It's gonna take you about 5 days to a week
Oh, yeah.
to adapt. It's a little bit uncomfortable, sleeping with something on your face covering you.
Oh, yeah. 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 I've had clients who had to do that.
Hopefully, you don't need it. You don't need that, Marcus.
No, I might eventually, but yeah, not now. Hopefully,
But
I got one
what
here. I got my father's here.
you know what I've been hearing, that most bodybuilders have that issue because they have so much muscle density. I don't know if that's true, John. Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, I heard if you have like a muscular neck, it causes it. But I also heard like if you're overweight, people have it too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not.
but it's probably just the weight
really-
in general,
Mm-hmm.
holding that kind of weight,
So you-
whether it's muscle or fat.
Yeah.
The quality of sleep is everything. You can sleep 8 hours or not good hours. You can sleep 5-6 hours with deep sleep.
Yeah,
You get the RAM, and then you feel like $1 million. It's a huge difference, really. So,
All right, guys.
Other
Well,
than
we're going to
that-
talk about the Detroit Pro that took place last week. Fuad Abiad promoted it, and I guess it was a really good show. Got some good feedback. One thing I like about the show is they do it in a theater. They don't do it in a hotel, and they have the black background. I think this is probably the only contest, the only pro contest that I know of where they got the black background. They had the sponsors above the curtain, which was cool, and the guys
that's
did
good.
really, really good. And then they had they streamed it live and for free. You didn't have to pay for it, so that was really cool.
That's very nice of Fuad. I think it's fantastic that we have someone from within too.
Yeah,
That understand it's not about putting a sponsor banner on top, but you got to have a dark background
yeah.
in the front of behind the body. You stand out much more.
Oh, the body
It's
looks
very
so
good.
much better. The lighting is just so much better when you have that
Yeah.
black.
Did you were there, Jean, or you just saw it?
I watched it. I watched it on live stream.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
then
didn't see a lot of photo. Go
I
ahead.
got a chance to talk to William Bonac this week because I was on Olympia TV, and he said he wanted to do the show because of the lighting, because he saw it last year.
That's why.
I could imagine.
That's
Yeah,
one of the reasons. Yeah, he said he really loved the lighting, and I guess he likes Fuad, and so that's why he wanted to do the show.
pictures are gonna last a lifetime, and I feel like these type of pictures are the ones that are gonna stand out because look how they showcase, the bodybuilder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good job. I'm always for it. When you have a dark background, I know you have business to do and you have a banner for sponsor and stuff, but the area where the body's showing should be black, dark pitch black, and the lighting, of course. I think this is for Fuad. I think that's a great, great job, and I really love the photos.
Yeah.
Probably would have
Yeah.
been more fun being there live, but fantastic
Yeah,
job.
definitely. And I will say in this case, I mean, it's almost like because of the live stream and the amount of people, there's probably more people watching live stream, of course, than there was there in person. To where the sponsors and the logos are on our screen, on the live screen, to where you don't have to disrupt the actual live show and what's going to come from it, pictures and etc.
Right. Smart.
It's actually smart.
Move.
Yeah, very intelligent.
Yeah.
They looked incredible though, man. That's the one thing about it. I think everybody, a lot of people were looking on point. William came in looking amazing.
Yeah, what'd you guys
I was
think?
very happy to see that.
Yeah, he definitely looked great. I like what Bonac. I was impressed this time. I don't think it's the lighting only. I mean, the lighting did help, but he did improve. He came in a little bit fuller. In the past couple of shows, I saw him coming into the show not as full. So now the fullness kind of brought him more. It made him look bouncy more. He popped up more, right, John?
Oh yeah, I was very impressed with him. Like that first, right when he came out and posed and did his mandatory poses or his posing routine, I noticed like much thicker, bigger, fuller.
Yeah,
he looked really, his legs really came up.
He looked fantastic. I'm impressed. But you know what? Look out, Hasan, what's that? Sasan Heirati.
Sasan.
I like his body. I like his balance. And you know what? If he come back, it's not going to be easy. I mean, with a little more improvement, I mean, he's fantastic too.
Yeah, he was big and really, really hard. Really good hardness.
Yeah, you could see that. I mean, honestly, no disrespect to Bonac. I think Bonac looked really good. I was undecided who was going to take it, honestly.
Oh, really?
I was undecided. So Bonac improved.
Bonac killed him in the back, though. Killed him.
Who killed who from the back?
Bonac.
Oh, Bonac.
Yeah. Sasan.
Well, I mean, Jean, nobody's going to be perfect in all area. Like it was good for me when I turned around. My back did help me a lot. But don't forget the entire body. I mean, Sasan has an overall good flow to his body. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from, I think, they both look great, and that's why I was undecided between both. So
yeah, he needs bigger back.
Yeah, the lats are just low, especially in that back double. But I will agree in the sense of like his overall flow was pretty incredible. Looking at the overall body, I mean, he was standing there, especially from the front. He looked really good. Legs, side leg was incredible too. Look at the feathering of the quads. Just ab set up.
Quads were awesome.
Yeah, it's one bad thing about the ab set up, man. Next to James Hollingshead, you got this guy. So if you put this guy's abs on James, it's like, man, seeing that, I kept making a comparison because I love James.
Bonac's been under the limelight. We all like seeing Bonac quite a bit. And so, up and down is like a stock market. This time he came in better. He was a lot fuller than the past two shows. And I think the judges saw that. And so, I'm honestly, no bullshit. I mean, I was undecided. I would accept either one to win. So Bonac was very, very impressive. But, Bonac is much older than Sasan, right? How much? Probably about 6-7 years older, at least.
Bonac's about 42.
Who's 42?
I'm not sure of Sasan's age.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sasan probably nearly 38 or 39, but they both were very impressive.
What do you think,
I
Marcus?
think that Detroit show was good.
The result.
I mean, I thought it was a clear. Like, I understand why Sasan. I remember on our last podcast, I saw that side chest of his, and I was like, wow, who is that guy? That's an incredible shot. And he brought that same package to the show. Side leg looked incredible. So many shots looked really good for him. But I mean, I think Bonac just knocked out of the park. I think he looked just much better, more improved every which way. As Samir said, he brought that fullness. And I think it really just came. His conditioning is. I think that's the one thing that's been as of late. The conditioning and just overall, he's been just up in the ante each time. So I love that, especially his age. Like we're sitting there. Sometimes we automatically write these people's off because sometimes in bodybuilding, people try to act like, oh, so it happens with like we saw with Brandon Curry at the Olympia. At Arnold. At Arnold looked incredible. Really good. He's stepping his game up compared to what we've seen the last 2 years or so. So. Really impressive Bonac. Thought it was a clear victory for Bonac between those two. But I was very impressed with Sasan too. Yeah, 100%.
When we were making our picks for the Arnold, I think I said, I was like, well, Bonac's getting old. He's kind of past his prime and stuff. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, listen to that interview we did on Olympia TV, because he said that he really learned how to peak for this one. Like,
Well,
the Olympia, he didn't look good, and then he looked much better at the Arnold. And I asked him about his legs, and he had a leg injury. He had like a nerve thing going on with one of his legs.
Oh shoot!
And then he also said that he learned that training his legs, he was trying to train them twice a week. And then he went back to just doing them once a week. And he said it was much better because then the legs recuperated better because now he's older. But then he said he really learned a lot about the water, because he was cutting the water, he was taking the diuretics, and he didn't do that this time. And
flatten them out a little bit, yeah.
Huge difference. He was so much fuller. So
as far as I heard, John, that he didn't drink for a couple of days before the last.
Yeah, I think it was the Arnold, yeah. Or maybe the Olympia. I can't remember what he said.
But I noticed it's the wrong thing to do, John. I mean, come on, our body is like 80% water. I mean, your muscles are water. If you don't have sufficient amount of fluid in the cell, you're not gonna look good. That's why I'm saying Bonac did pop up this time. He popped up. He looked sharper actually.
Yeah.
And he had I'm pretty sure he's about 3, 4, maybe 5 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? So yeah, he had
right when he walked out the center stage, I was like, wow, he is full,
It sucks because sometimes I'd like to see them, him against some of the Arnold lineup, how he looked here. You know what I mean? I know we can't do that. It's, it's almost like blending of music, but I would love to see this Bonac against, where he'd place at the Arnold, because this was very impressive.
Well, he's going to New York. Too. He's already qualified, obviously, for the Olympia, but he's going to go to New York, and he's going to do New York just to, play around again with his condition and see how much better he can look in New York. So he's kind of learning his body now. And he's kind of telling the coach what he wants to do. He wasn't just listening to his coach. He was like, I think we should do this. And then the coach agreed with him.
Well, you have to. I mean, your body more than anybody. You got to keep records.
Experience and
Yeah.
So he told you he learned how to peak nowadays after all these years. See, you never stop learning. And so this is why sometimes when you load carbs into the muscle, when we have the final, let's say, some people load for 4 days, some people load for 72 hours.
Right.
Because that carbs, each gram of carbs that you eat, it takes about a little bit over 3 grams of water, and you fill up. First you go to your liver glycogen, then you get the muscle glycogen. Sometimes it may take more. For all I know, like Lou Ferrigno, for example, when he competed in Helsinki, remember, in Finland, he went down from 325. Listen to this. I saw him at 320. He went down to 285. Wow. It took him 2 weeks to get back up because he was doing so much cardio right in the middle of the night. And so when he went back up to, it was like 260, 316. Oh my God. He was shredded and full. So, taking water from the wrong place is counterproductive. It's, So I'm glad Bonac, he figured this out the healthier way. So that's good. I noticed that right away.
I know when I competed last year, I didn't cut sodium. I didn't cut water, nothing. I was increasing the carbs all week, and I just got harder and harder.
That's
I think
right.
The key is that you got to be fat free before you can do that.
Thank you.
My advice to anybody who's competing is 2 weeks before the show, you got to be ready. You got to be
ready
at all.
If you're not ready 10 days, John, you're right. If you're not ready 1 week before the show, that means you're not ready.
Right. And
if you try hard to get ready the final week, guess what? You're going to be more in worse condition.
Yeah.
This last week, it should be reserved for recovery. When
they're not ready, they think it's water. And then they start diuretics and they cut their water, but it's not. It's still fat.
That's true. That's why every time I'm going to show, I say it's a water war. It's a water war.
Mm-hmm.
Your muscles are water. It's made of water. So,
yeah, I definitely do think we should give Sasan some praise. I mean, I could agree with Samir, and I know John's on board too. He looked really impressive.
Yeah,
I'd like to see. I don't know what his plans are moving forward, but I would love to see him get on stage again too. Maybe it's a New York Pro and things like that, because I know there's an issue with him as far as being able to get on stage. I think it's been a while since he has and things like that. But yeah, I mean, he looked really good. I mean, he has all of the, things necessary to go in there and really, knock it out.
Well, he probably learned something from this. Maybe Sasan may look a little bit fuller just a day after the show or two, and he might just come back at the New York Pro and be better yet. So I think his condition was really cool. He was like, the muscle was, you could see the skin was thin. And I'm pretty sure he's taken good advice from Chris. And so he really impressed me. So I look for him to do better in the future.
How'd y'all feel about James Hollingshead with this package he brought compared to like Arnold?
I'm going to answer it. Water war. Something to do with that. Anyway, John.
What were you saying, John?
What do you think?
I think he was fuller. He looked good, but to me, it's just the abs, man. It just kills his physique, He just doesn't have that ab delineation. He's got no ab separation. And no matter how hard he gets, no matter how ripped he gets, he's never going to get it.
Mm-hmm. It sucks when it's a tough pill to swallow. You know what I mean? When you think about it like that, because this is like one of the strongest bodybuilders today. Yeah. Works his butt off and just has. Come on, he's still like obviously we know genetically he's still gifted as hell. Of course, he's top IFBB pro, men's open at that. So it does suck to hear that and just know that something like that, just the one, because it's such an important body part too. He has a crazy good back. We see it down to the bottom.
And he's got kind of a long torso too, so
yeah, which doesn't help.
No,
I can see from this video that he missed his peak. And you know what, Marcus? Nobody's gonna ask you how much you bench and how much you deadlift on stage. Doesn't care who.
Yeah, of course.
No matter how strong you are, if you bring that paper thin skin, which that happened to me, it happened to Jean. We know that when you have a finer thin skin and enough muscle fullness, you're going to look way better. So I think he's just missed his peak a little bit. Probably could have lost. I don't know exactly what it is. He could have probably, he could have lost a couple pounds of water, or maybe he may needed another couple pounds of water. So it's really hard to tell where he is until you see what happened the past days before. To me, he's not 100% ready, but great bodies. You can tell he's a strong guy.
Yeah, you see in his legs. Very similar to like how Akeem's legs, as far as like from that side shot, the quad literally just protrudes from the top, and both of them are some of the strongest guys. And I know it doesn't matter in a sense of being on stage, but I feel like you can tell sometimes when people were, heavy lifters, or maybe they kept it lightweight and things like that. You can tend to see the difference between like a Patrick Moore and say a James Hollingshead on stage.
Who cares? I never really care about how much I lift. When I train for the show, when it comes to being ready, who cares? Sometimes I get weak right before the show. Who cares?
So you don't think the way you lift, or like, how much you lift and things like that has anything to do with your actual body?
When it comes to competition, that's irrelevant. It doesn't make any sense. I don't care if you drop, let's say from 250 pounds. Kilogram, I was saying. Let's say if it was benching 500, and then right before the show, the final 2 weeks are going 315. No big deal. I think he'd still win because
if you look at it, it's not about, of course.
But when you train with heavy weight, while you're gaining, you will get more density. Heavy training does help. You get you more. I feel that way. Look at Dorian Yates always trained with heavy weight. The muscle was gnarlier looking. Ron Coleman trained with heavy weight. So I'm pro training with heavy weight. But when it comes to the competition, who cares? It don't matter. You're gonna come back. You gotta focus on the shredded look, not about
Because I feel like with somebody with like James, you see the graininess, you see the maturity in his muscle because of his training style. I think with certain people, you can see it on stage. I think in some essences, it does, relate to how they look on their stage and stage shots and things like that, to where you see it in his back, you see, he has that graininess, that density that you're speaking of.
It's not just the graininess, Marcus. It's that onion skin. I call it an onion skin. When the skin is so thin, you can see the separation between the shoulders and arm. Even you see that the separation between biceps and triceps, everything, the trapezius in the back, the striation, the triceps from the back. You can tell he's still a little bit not on, right, John? What do you say, John, about that one look? You think he was under? He could have dieted harder, or he could have dried up better.
Yeah, maybe dried up, but he looked very full. Maybe
Yes.
could have been a little harder.
It's very hard to tell if he's very full or he was much fuller and depleted. So you got to be around someone
Looks
for
pretty
a
good.
while
Actually.
to study that look.
Yeah.
Look at Bonac, looks fuller than he was the past couple of shows. Look at how
that
much
shot
thicker.
is crazy for Bonac.
Yeah,
he won that shot right there in that picture.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly, I think James can easily be argued for second in that. Out of those three right now, James looks second to me.
Really? I don't think so.
To me personally, yeah.
The pictures doesn't tell the entire story because Sasan is not.
Sasan
not flexed yet. He's
I will
about
say
to
this.
flex.
I kept noticing with James, and maybe you can say something that's actually like as to why this is. His legs, when he would pose his legs, or like, overall body, posing, but his legs would go in and out of the pose. Like you could see the striations and everything. Like they would kind of start to look like how Sasan's look. You could see the feathering, a lot more detail, and then they would start to look like how they look in this picture here. Why is that? Like, why is it? You could see it all of a sudden start to look exactly like Sasan's, and then end up looking like how it looks now in this picture for James. It would literally come and go twitch in, and then just go back to this. Is it just him having issues with posing? Is it something else?
Yeah,
is it like yeah.
Hey,
I kept noticing
Marcus,
that.
it's very hard for you to tell because you haven't competed much yourself. But when you compete, like John and I, we competed a million times. So sometimes you're just not full enough. Even the great guys, like for Rigno, he drained himself way down. He couldn't come back up. So you learn as you go. I mean, even Bonac admitted it to Jean that he have learned how to peak better. So life is, trial and error. You always learn. But my way is, as long as you do it the healthy way, you're better off than doing it the crazy way. I think when he was dehydrating himself, not drinking for 3 days, I think that's insanity. Yeah. I don't agree with him, but now I agree with what he did, and it shows, and he looked better. That's why he won. Yep.
Yeah, see, in all these shots, he looks all very impressive. But like, so John, I couldn't hear. Do you think it was just a simply opposing issue? Because I kept noticing that.
Yeah, if they were going in and out, I think he just wasn't flexing them hard enough. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, because it would come and go.
Yeah.
When you don't flex, you cannot. Especially if you're damped with water, it's very hard to show the striation. But when you have that saran wrap skin, then when you flex, everything twitch, everything shows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So not enough intracellular fluid, maybe higher and subcutaneous fluid. So, and it's another issue. Like when you're not completely full and have some water, you will look terrible. If you're full all the way and you have no body fat, as John stated earlier, when you shredded, a little bit of water is not going to hurt you, believe it or not. And I'm telling you from experience. Okay? But if you're flat and holding water, you're going to look terrible. You won't look good. So this is fine line. You have to understand the fine line.
Yeah, he was trying to peak again after the Arnold. So at the Arnold, I mean, he looks fuller and bigger than the Arnold, and maybe just a little bit too full, maybe not quite as dialed in as he was. That was probably his strategy, was to come in fuller, a
little fuller, yeah. Especially with Bonac.
I'm happy for Bonac, really, because he's a champion, because he never say, you know what, these guys are tough, I'm not gonna do it. He is relentless. I'm gonna come back. I know I can. He believes in himself.
Yeah.
And so just by virtue of believing in yourself, and you keep coming back, and you have learned a lot, but there is something yet you can learn. And even at his age and his experience, still learning. I mean, for all I know, even John at 60, he peaked better than he did back in the days.
I mean,
right, John? I think you peaked better this time.
I've been seeing your pictures, John. You're looking incredible, man. You are looking really freaking good. Yeah, it's like I don't even want to hype you like that. I feel funny hyping you, but I don't know. But you look, it's definitely necessary. Like I'm seeing these pictures. Like I think you just posted something late night last night that I saw on, and I was like, dude, this is pretty
Marcus,
cool.
it's very difficult.
It's pretty cool.
It's very difficult for you to really pinpoint and have the feel like John and I have. It's just we
of
have
course.
decades and decades of trial and error. So, and when I talk about John, I don't put in like, oh yeah, John. You know me. I don't fuck his ass. I say it like it is. It don't matter who. You see, Jean right now, in my opinion, he peaked at 61 better than he did back in the days. I mean, you want to get mad at me? He looks better now than he did in the past, especially when it comes to that onion skin. So, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's more impressive. Nothing to get mad at. That's like doubly impressive. One, age, and two, literally looking better than you were in your third. Like, that's, I mean, come on. That's not, it's kind of not heard of, honestly. It's not heard of.
He deserves the title of old school.
Yeah, 1,000%.
The good old school. Yes.
Now, how'd y'all feel about see, these are the shots I'm talking about right here, man. This is pretty cool. It's pretty gnarly to see. And even your back, man. I saw a back relax the other day, and I was like, dang, dude, your lats are just down to the bottom. Not even, just in a relaxed pose.
Who's that skinny guy next to you in the double biceps? Lower that a little bit. No, scroll up. Who was that guy next to you, Jean?
Some Austrian guy.
That's a good. Look at your lat, though. Look, your lat. It's like you and I. I'm gonna stick my nose in this a little bit. Not too many people have that long lat, John. This is a blessing. Yeah. I have that. Luckily, blessing. I have that too. It does really make the body so much better. We don't have to inject shit in there either.
Yeah, right. I would say seeing this at 23 would make a lot of people just want to be like, all right, this ain't for me. Not for me. We'll play softball.
Well, I'll tell you, it's persistence because I started at 14. So this is 9 years later. I never won a show. This was my 13th show. I never won an overall. I did 10 teenage shows, never won. Kept going. And then finally on my 13th show, I won my first overall.
Wow.
Nice.
Lucky number 13,
too. What impressed me the most right now is look at you now, and you're still doing it, and you're doing it better. And this is why, that's what I tell kids out there. You go with experience. You want to be coached by someone experienced that been there, done that. Not just anybody on Instagram. Oh, I'm a coach. Come on, dude. You go with experience. That's the best thing you can do. And then you can stay healthy that way. Yeah. So I do recommend my friend John to take you to your next level without harming yourself. So use your head.
Thank you.
That's true.
One thing I thought was really cool about the show, because I just wanted to, I would assume John, maybe, so I don't know if you've seen this, Samir, but there was a dude from Detroit, the guy who got fourth, Ron, he posed with no music at all. Yeah. And it was like the crowd noise, because it's like his home, his home crowd and all that. I thought that was really cool. Is that something that's happened in the past? Like, do people do that? I've never been to a live event where that's been done.
Well, the only one I saw was every now and then. Remember the 81 Olympia, Samir, when Roy Callender came out and his tape broke? They had I think it was a cassette tape back then. That was 1981.
Yeah, they screwed it up sometime.
And people thought they were screwing him over, and he just kept posing, and the crowd went nuts. They went crazy.
Yeah. I thought that was such a cool thing to witness, man. Because in the crowd, because there was no music, they would it was almost like it was like this art, gallery. Like, when he show his leg or he would do something, he clearly altered his posing to have it be kind of like, no music. So they would make the music, make the noise for him at times.
He's from Detroit, and he took third last year, right? And then he dropped down to fourth this year.
Yeah. I mean, he looked good. Yeah. He was very tall. Yeah. A little tall guy. I mean, his legs.
Yeah, he's got long legs, but he just needs a little more size,
Yeah. I don't know how old he is either. It's hard to tell. But
he didn't look like that on stage.
No. I think off season you could look crazy with all that. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And they said the crowd was even more live in the morning, I guess, for the prejudging and whatnot.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. They said the crowd was going crazy.
Yeah, he's good. Good physique.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of Carlo Thomas Jr.? I mean, he was going in this, I think, what did he take, 6th, 7th?
Yeah. Didn't wasn't what we'd expect, honestly. I mean, you would have argued, you thought him, could easily have him at least in the top 3, top 4 even. And I think if he got 6th or 7th, I think he got 6th or 7th. So
Yeah,
it's a lot of size, man. So much size, so much potential. Genetically, just gifted when it comes to them. Legs are insane.
I
But
saw Sean Ray on Bob Ciccarello's show, The Voice of Bodybuilding, and he said he thinks Carlos should just give up bodybuilding and just go into coaching.
That's shove for you. That's shove. Give the guy a break. Tell him
He
to
just
drop
doesn't.
down.
He's not making anything from bodybuilding. He's not making any money, so he should just go into something where he can make money.
What's new with Sean?
He just doesn't have it.
Come on. I can't believe Sean. Sean is good at like tearing people. Give some guys. Look, if he drops, I would say if he drops, let's say 7 or 8, or let's say 10 more pounds, and you get etched to the bone, that would be a different person. Come on. Give the people a chance. He's massive. His legs are huge. Yeah, he needs to. I think he could be way better yet.
You think he should like stop training his legs or cut back on his leg workouts?
I would.
There's no reason. Allow that. Yeah. Allow the nutrients, allow everything to your body to actually put it towards the things you need. A back. He definitely needs to bring up his back. It's a glaring weakness compared, which, this guy, and he's saying something's weak on his body is crazy, but his back's not on.
Just conditioning.
Has this guy been in many shows? How many shows has he been in before?
No, I don't think so. Only a couple.
Yeah. It's only been. Honestly, this is the 3rd or 4th time I remember seeing him, and you could say he's getting a little better each. There was one show early on that he looked really good. Now I don't know if it was a different caliber or whatnot, but yeah.
I see about another 10 pounds of Haagen-Dazs on him. Honestly.
Yeah, you can tell when he does his ab pose. You can see there's still fat on him.
I think he needed to lose at least 7 to 8 pounds of body fat, in my opinion. He filled up and stuff. He could lose that much.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's fat, but he's not professionally right. Yeah. And he should tan his face like his body, another thing. So they keep making that same mistake. Look, why your face is completely different shade? Yeah, he needs to lose at least 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Drop 10 pounds and he will look like a different person.
Right.
So Sean. Give him a break, Sean.
Yeah. I do think there's a lot of room for improvement with him. 1,000%. Everything we're saying, like there's so much room for growth, and he's young in the sport, and I think with show after show, time in, kind of how John alluded to a little bit. Changing the don't even train your legs. Like honestly, you can probably get away without training the legs, and then just put it into the other parts, and just like how you're saying, 20 years into the game, you can find out ways to come on stage and peak correctly, and actually come in with that quote onion skin, or just a good conditioning.
Just think about it. For example, let's say Logan Franklin competed a couple of times, and like a lot of people say, he was like, I don't think he's going to be better. And all of a sudden, he came in and dropped like a Hiroshima bomb.
Yeah.
Don't write anybody up because, sometimes you miscalculate a little bit here and there. It's a trial and error. You just make the adjustment. You always go to the drawing board, see what went wrong. Just like Bonac said, he went back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
He made the necessary adjustment. Boom, he won again.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't write anybody off as far as, I know sometimes they talk about Nick Walker. He would never do this. Never leave the guy alone. Let him do his best. And then when he's at his best, then you can judge him.
Well, they said Derek was done after 3rd place at the Olympia last year.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. That's what Derek, yes, he was 4th. He was 4th in 4th place.
3rd.
He came back and boom, he dropped Hiroshima. That's what I call it. Sorry for guys for saying it that way. But
I think Samir really thinks that Martin beat Derek. I agree a little bit.
What did I say? Do I think Martin would beat Derek?
No, he got 3rd. Martin got 4th. Derek got 3rd.
Oh yeah, well yes, that's right.
But I feel like you could argue. Like Martin looked really good. You know what I mean?
I know Martin was in 4th place, and that's very impressive. Talking about his first trial, But
Yeah,
I'm saying
crazy.
when Derek, I've always said it, when Derek is on the money, look out.
Oh, yeah.
Derek is ready. Why? Because the package, the whole back, he has it all from
Oh
the
God,
side,
yeah,
from the back, from the front.
yeah,
And now that I'm happy that he is being coached with another safe coach because safety
Chris.
to me is important.
yeah.
And
I think
so I'm aware. I saw a video. Aceto sent me a video of his legs. I'm not supposed to be posting it, show it, but oh my God. Derek looks crazy right now too. So,
Well, he's doing Pittsburgh next month.
I honestly wouldn't. I wouldn't compete. I would have said, Jimmy, I love you. I'm in a guest pose. Guest pose in good shape. But come on, the Olympia, man, is the show, the big show. I would save my body to the big show. Look at that. Oh my God. Look, I don't like the position of the legs, but look at the shoulders. Look at the traps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like 6'3" body. This is someone who's 6'3" tall.
Yeah.
Look at that. I wouldn't gain a pound of muscle. I would get harder and harder.
Yeah.
What do you think, John?
that's what helped him.
He doesn't need
No more size.
No
more
blow
size.
it becomes bigger.
I have video of his legs way better than that.
So you got to give us a thumbnail, Samir.
You want me to show you?
Send it this guy.
I'm gonna show you.
But I feel like Sean Ray was just simply getting his heel work on. You know what I mean? Because telling someone like, I mean, that's like saying someone like Derek, oh man, give up. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like Carlos Thomas has so many strong attributes.
Look. I'm not supposed to, but look at the legs here. Watch.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Look at the cross cut inside of the cross cut. You can see it.
It's very impressive.
He have a striation in the striation. His legs is by far better than ever from what I saw here. Unbelievable.
Was that before the Arnold or after the Arnold?
This is new.
New, okay.
I just got that 2 days ago.
You think it's like a contractual thing is why he's doing the like Pittsburgh? Because it doesn't really make much sense to me. But if it's like as far as like, oh, it's something he promised in the past or something.
I think Chris kind of tells his clients to do more shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's helping him shoot.
Well, I know Chris cares, but then again,
it's good money this year.
Yeah.
How much money?
I think $100,000.
Yeah. And it's the first time they're doing the Open.
First place, $100,000.
Yeah.
For Pittsburgh.
Well, Uncle Jimmy is being generous because he loved the game. That's what I like about Jimmy. Jimmy has been there, done that himself, and that's why he cares about the bodybuilders. And most people don't understand, but Jimmy is from the heart, and he really wants to see the guys do better, stay healthier, and he's given them money. He pushed for that too, so that's very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
So what's your prediction? I mean, we're not doing the Pittsburgh predictions yet, but what do you think? How do you think Derek's going to do in Pittsburgh?
Do we have an idea of who's going to be there? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Well, I think Martin, Nick, and then Derek.
Well, this is the thing, I mean, for me, I wouldn't do it for a simple reason, because health is always priority. And then, we're going to use the gear no matter what. You just cannot be in the condition you want to be in naturally. We can't. And let's be honest. And so because of that, I'd rather not compete until there's a big show. But I would have guest posed. I would honor that championship in Pittsburgh and, say, I want to be posing in great condition, which is fine. But again.
But now that he is going to do it, you think he's going to win?
When he's ready, he'll win.
Yeah. You think so too, Marcus?
What we're seeing, yeah. I mean, it's the easiest, most, bang buck guess. I think he'll get first. As far as how he looked at the last show, that guy is going to be, top of the front, first called out come Olympia time, I imagine, the way it's looking like. So,
yeah.
I haven't changed my mind, John. When he's ready, Derek will blow everyone away when he's ready. That's what I said. Remember, they come together when he's ready.
It's
and
good
the same thing I said about Samson. If Samson comes in ready, Samson's not doing the show.
No,
Samson
I
is
mean
not
it's
doing
good.
that.
It's good Vito doing it.
I think he's either doing the Pittsburgh or the New York. He's doing one of the two. Good Vito.
Okay.
It might be New York, but I'm not
Yeah, I
sure. I
think
mean, if he's doing New York, he should do both.
That
Honestly,
that guy is massive. He's
yeah.
massive. He's
it's very
freak.
impressive.
I'm worried about him though. I'm
Why?
worried about him. Why?
The stage,
I think gaining that kind of mass and so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's really necessary. But at the same time, Derek is massive. But luckily, he was under the umbrella of safety from very experienced coaches. So I know he didn't wander around with gone to the danger zone. He didn't go to the dangerous zone. And you can't say that about most bodybuilders. They go to the danger zone. And so I think it's blessing that he is now with Chris. And, when he was with Hani is also a coach who cares and he watched for safety and things like that. And he have proven it. So I don't say all the coaches play it safely because, John, you and I know we have a coach that understands your nutritional need and he make an adjustment naturally, nutritionally. They're sharp nutritionally. But no matter what, even if you know safety, you have to take it at the end of the day for competition. You got to take the gear. So, but they're Chris and Hani, they're both like conservative. They don't, they won't give you something. Oh yeah, win at all costs. That's a good thing about those coaches, and they tell you to get tested, make sure your liver enzyme is good, everything is in place. Then yes, and they know what you have done in the past, so they're not endangering you in the future. So
Right.
it's all related to what you've done in the past show.
Yeah.
But personally, I wouldn't have done it if it was me. I won't.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he could have made as much, got as much clout, got as much attention if he just went in and looked crazy guest posing at the Pittsburgh Pro. Hopefully they continue that. Hopefully they keep that guest posing, what they've been doing. But I mean, I feel like that would be a win-win in itself. But hey, if he wins realistically and actually goes and wins the show, more power to him. But I agree, he should.
They asked me to compete at the New York back in the Night of the Champion. And I said, I'm not going to compete, but I can guest pose. And so what they let me go on stage was a motorcycle. And they brought Makawi a camel. He went on the camel on the stage, like in Egypt. Yeah, but I mean, you want to be supportive for your promoters, your friend.
Yeah.
So you can show up, appear without having to go full insane prep because you want to do it for the Olympia because you don't want to tax your body more frequently. So that's why Dorian didn't compete more than once a year. Haney did the same.
Yeah.
See, that's why the Olympia, you put everything on the Olympia. You try your very best. So, it's smart to take a break, make sure you cleanse, and make sure your body is healthy because that is the top priority.
What do you guys think of Samson and Martin Fitzwater guest posing? What do you think? How they look?
Man, I think Martin is so passionate and driven. He could see Martin. He wants it bad. I think Martin is crazier than Samir back in the days. He wants to do it. And honestly, don't write him up because he's going to be better than ever. I guarantee you, Martin will be better than ever. Will I make a judgment who's going to win who? All I could tell you, he is going to be way better than he did last show. Way better. And again, we talk about Samson. A little more additional fine-tuning. That onion skin that we always talk about. And guess what? All bet is off because, Samson is a killer, man. He's a killer.
Yeah.
More striation, more separation. Right, Marcus? If you don't have the onion skin, you can forget about winning the Olympia. I'll be honest with you. That's how I see it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, 100%.
You're going to get that onion skin. I mean, that's why, for example, you see like Heidi Chopin comes in with shredded abs, very shredded thighs, good midsection, shredded chest, and right away he gets the first call out. And if you're not etched to the bone at the Olympia, it's honestly, I would not do it. I mean, come in totally prepared. I think Martin's going to look good this coming Olympia, and I'm sure he's going to probably move from fourth. He's going to go up. He's going to go up. But we'll see. It's tough to say. It's very hard to say, Jean. We got to see him on the show, the day of the show. Look at how passionate he is. So, yeah, he's passionate. He was screaming for his buddy on stage. Who was he screaming for, Jean? Who was like rooting for?
I don't know.
Yeah, but anyway, so he's from the heart, and I know. Yeah, good.
Yeah, like Bonac or James. I know James is part of like that crew. Not like he's on that podcast or like the Fuad stuff.
Oh yeah,
in that mix.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Samson looked good too. Look at Samson. Samson.
Yeah,
it's so really good for being off season or not competing.
Yeah.
Real hard, and super huge.
But
the lighting incredible too.
Yeah, the lighting is not an advantage for Martin because he's washed out, too bright. The light is too bright. He's gotten huge. Look at how big his arm. I mean, he's like his arm.
Sun yet.
Yeah, when he went up on stage to like give one of the awards at the end, it was just like, holy crap! Like this guy is.
I like that.
I was telling my girls, like, see, that's why they tan. That's why you need to tan and paint yourself because it was pretty crazy looking.
Yeah,
he is a very
he still needs to be harder. I'm sure he will in the next month.
He loved this game. I think that's what takes the champion to go all to the next level. Look at Fuad. It's like he's getting him into it. Look at that.
Yeah. Pause, but I really wish Samson took off his shorts just to see his legs. Because I feel like they look full as hell in those pants.
Body looks, man.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's very impressive, man. I feel like we're in a time to where like we're slowly seeing. Like I feel like there was a drought in bodybuilding for a little bit to where like we didn't know who was gonna be the next top guy. To where I feel like so many of them now kind of fit that mold. We see the Derek, we see someone like Martin whose trajectory is just like this to the ceiling, to the roof, and then Samson has just everything. If we can just see him come in, just conditioned.
Martin better be.
There's so many guys though. Yeah, there's so many guys who can be that top guy. I mean, honestly, like I feel like we're approaching a situation to where it's like, there's so many guys who can be top. Nick has the has qualities. Martin has the qualities. Hottie's still there. Can't forget about Hottie. Like, there's so many guys who can be like that number one spot or up there or take it.
You know what? Speaking of that, I'm gonna jump into something. Yesterday, I saw a video of who is that, John? Who did we bet for sushi against? On Krizo. You see what he looked like right now?
Yeah, it's freaky.
He looks scary. He is huge and shredded now.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Krizo needs to have someone that understands presentation. I think his coach understands nutrition, and look at that.
What show is he doing? Do we know what show he's doing next?
Doing something.
Oh, yesterday I saw a video. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. And you know what? The vein on his body are a healthy looking vein, but his arm's bigger than his head. I mean, the guy is mind-boggling, massive. Oh, he doesn't look good in that one here.
He definitely has a mutant look to him. Very nutty looking look. Is a unique look as far as on stage.
I saw a video.
Oh, there we
yesterday.
go. Pittsburgh Pro. So he'll be at the Pittsburgh Pro.
Wow.
He is going to compete there.
That's going to be a hell of a lineup.
I saw this video on Facebook, and I can tell you what, I've never seen anything like it. The guy, he is so massive and shredded. I mean, you can see every look. And you know what? I've never seen vein that looks healthy on most of the guy. When you have those zigzag veins, those are unhealthy veins. But his vein is not bad at all.
Do you remember the movie? Do you remember the movie Double Dragon?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, it's a movie in the 90s called Double Dragon, and there's this guy who he became like a monster on there, and the two ugly, homely. It was like I guess an antagonist. Not he wasn't a main antagonist, but he was a guy who got like he was like a monster, and he was this big like he took some type of juice that turned to like this big muscle head, and it looks a lot like the body looks like Krizo a little bit. Opposite heads though. His head went like that to where Krizo's head's doing the opposite a little bit, but it's what, yeah, that's what it reminds me of a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, this guy can match Krizo. I mean, I tell you what, Krizo looked like that. It looks so free.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a mutant. He looks like a monster,
like
man.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like the arms are just crazy.
I would like to know. I would really like to know what Krizo is doing. I would like to know, because whatever he's doing, look at his midsection is staying small. Mm-hmm. Look at his vein. His vein is not ugly. You know, you get those zigzag veins. It's scary. Those veins are not healthy.
Yeah. Those
veins are unhealthy. In majority of the bodybuilders now, they have those veins. So the zigzag vein, to me, are not a good, not good. So, but Krizo doesn't have any of that. And his shoulders, like, beyond massive. I mean, his delts and arm way bigger than his head. I think that might hurt him right there. But when I was watching that video, I looked at the coach who was helping him with posing, and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I can have this guy pose him. I wish I would have helped him to present that body properly. Or go to Frank Zane, for God's sake. Spend money.
And that's what he needs the most, honestly, is the posing. He needs that the most. I feel like on stage we see
your nutritional coach cannot take you to the promised land. Your nutritional coach can help you get shredded. And I'm talking all of them. Not one could do it perfectly. Not one. Except maybe, let's say, be honest, Milos is not bad in that department. Yeah. When it comes to posing, Milos is not bad. You know me, I always say a lot of bad things about some of the things that, we don't agree on everything here, but Milos is a good poser, experienced, and he probably helped their athlete to stand in a proper way and move in a proper way. Krizo needs to be with someone that understand presentation and know how to do transition and know how to have confidence in the face. Last time I saw Krizo, I lost sushi with Jean. I had to buy Jean $100 worth of sushi in Miami. No, seriously, in Tampa. What was it in Tampa, at the Tampa Pro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Krizo, I don't care how great he is. If he's not going to learn how to walk, I'm not going to put him in my top, on the top of my list. I don't care. You have an airplane, you don't know how to fly. You're going to crash. Yeah, you're going to crash. So that's why I'm not betting with Sean again. What's up, Marcus?
I feel like one thing because I feel like we should go over the classic at Detroit Pro, the classic physique. I mean, there was some decent look. I mean, it was the presentation for everybody was really good. The routines were crazy, and I feel like you can argue way more than Bonac and Sasan to me that it was very close with the two front runners and Matt Greggo and Wesley Vissers. Yeah, wow, was it 1 point?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, so I'm happy it looks like that because I thought Wesley looked really good. I understand he's not as gifted as Greggo. That was a tongue twister for me for some reason. Matthew Greggo's name, but yeah.
Well,
Wesley made huge improvements from the Arnold.
Yeah.
From my perspective, I'm going to tell you who did I vote for. Just looking at the video, looking at them. Okay. Wesley can win in certain department. Wesley's muscularity really good. Shoulders, arms, the delts. I mean, separation, fantastic. But I've always have done that and look at the entire package. And therefore, I'm going to make a statement, and many people, they think I'm crazy, but I don't give a F what people think. I'm going to say what I think. Matt Greggo, he's going to be one of the greats. But he needs another couple years of doing what he's doing, and I need him to improve his back. And you know what? Look out. This guy is dangerous. I mean, if you ask me who should have won here, honestly, physique-wise, Matt won. Matt won on his physique. And Wesley, Wesley could win shoulders and arms, for example, but that's not enough.
Back.
It's a total package. It's a total. Look at the midsection here. Greggo have a smaller midsection. Even when he crunches abs, it's way small. Okay, so I look at the overall flow, and if I was there, I would have probably. It's a tight contest, but I would definitely voted for Matt Greggo, and in the future, I'll put my money on Greggo with additional 10 pound of pure muscle. I think what's hurting Wesley, the rib cage is a little bit. You have to do poses where his rib cage and lat. See, the lat on Matt flows a little bit better. It's a little bit lower. I don't know. I think in some area, Wesley won, of course, quality wise, incredible, but overall package, I gave the nod to Matt. Not by far, but physique wise, yes.
How do you
If
feel
you
about
ask
John?
Frank Zane, he's going to tell you that.
How do you feel about it, John?
I thought Wesley looked better in the upper body.
Yeah.
Good. He's got good muscularity. I like his flow, his width. I think he actually looked better from the back. Can you put that comparison up again, Scott?
Yeah, I think Matt needs.
He's always criticized
to improve his
for his legs, but I don't think I like his legs. I think he's got like longer, harder muscle. Like separation.
Whose legs are better? You
Well,
say
I'm not
Wesley?
saying they're better, but I don't really think Wesley's legs are that bad. But when they turn around to the back, then you could see the difference as far
Right
as
there.
See, detail for me and Wesley is really good for the legs. A lot of detail.
when you get to the back, Greggo's legs are much bigger and his glutes are much bigger.
Yeah,
and I think
very good glutes.
I think that's what made the difference. And then here, I think Greggo looks thicker. Like Wesley still looks like. I think he was sick at the Arnold, and he looked small. And he's still. I mean, he looks much better here, but he might still be recovering from that.
Yeah.
See Greggo's lower body.
That lower body,
you're
yeah.
right. You're right, John.
His legs are, his glutes are. I mean, look at.
I agree.
Wesley's legs look skinny there from the back.
So if you just broke it down to that one shot, right? So just the back double, and you take Matt Greggo's legs, how incredible glutes, legs, hamstrings look, but then you take Wesley's back overall, how great his back looks. Yeah. Who would you say would win that shot? I mean, I'm just because I think lower body win, upper body win.
Put that back again. I want to see the back. I'm going to tell you from my perspective, like shoulders and arm separation, Wesley easily won that.
I feel like it's lights out for the back double.
Yeah, when I was watching this live and I started seeing them pose against each other, I thought Wesley had it. But then when they got to the back pose, I was like, well, it was close. But it was close. It was only 1 point, so some judges thought.
Why do you think Frank Zane won the Olympia 3 times? Is it because his one body part, his back was better than Robbie Robinson? No, come on, give me a break. What Frank won because his overall package. Remember, Frank Zane is a package. He flows everywhere. He doesn't look bad in one pose. And so he's not massive, but it's pretty. So that's why I'm putting the pretty in the pictures here. Matt has a prettier body. The back on top, I agree with you, Marcus and John. Shoulders and arm, definitely Wesley won in that one area. Yeah, but I look at the whole body, and you ask me what body will I want for me, I will take Matt's body for me. Because I know I'm going to make it much better yet. So, for all I know, Matt could be the next Bum. He could be the next Bumstead. Let's have him put on 20 more pounds of pure muscle and keep that middle like that. He will be unbelievable.
Well, then mark my word. Probably be over the weight limit if he puts on 20 pounds of muscle.
Well, he can change his weight limit. He could go up. So I think, how tall is he? He's like, what, 6'1"?
No, I think Wesley's 6'1". So
no,
he's probably
more
like
than
5'11".
Or he's at least 5'11".
5'11".
Matt.
Yeah.
I think Wesley, from what I heard, is like 6'2". And Matt is about 6 feet tall. I can ask Chris Aceto on that, but I tell you what, the future for me, I think Matt is dangerous, very dangerous. Hopefully, he will stay healthy. That's all we can. Yeah, listen to Esito, and you'll be great. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I feel like this was a really. I'm happy to see that there was a 1 point difference because I do feel like you can argue for. I mean, Wesley there alone looked incredible, man. Like whenever they have him alone, he looked really good. I was happy to see him with such improvements. Go up a little bit, Scott, if you can. The next row up above Eagle, right? Yeah, in the middle, right there. That front double, wow. It was really good. I think it's just pictures right here. But I thought, like, and I kind of get what John's saying about the leg. Like, I really, even though, there needs to be, you can argue like the sweep for Wesley, there needs to be a little bit more of a sweep, but his legs look really good for what he's working with. Like, I mean, just the amount of, you see everything. So it was hard for me to give it to Matt, even though I agree. I think the ceiling's higher for Matt and all that. But I thought Wesley was very, very good.
I think Wesley's got good potential too if he just puts gets better legs. He's got a really nice flow to his body. He's got an old school body, and he's
very old school.
Yeah, they need to improve his legs for sure.
Yeah, especially from the back.
And his lat, his missing lats. His lats are non-existent. He have a great shoulders, great separation in the arm, a good quality. He brings that to the table. That's really good. But remember, no lat, no glory. Okay? You need that lats. Unbelievable shoulders and traps and arms. Legs and lat. That's it. Double L. Lat and legs.
Yeah, from the back, his glutes look real small too.
Yeah. His lower body from the back is really not good.
His legs are
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying he needs to improve in these departments. If he brings a lat that hangs a little bit lower.
See, I like his lats. I mean, I know they're not genetically the same, but I like how his back shot looks.
I think his back looks good.
Yeah.
His lat is not good. No good. Shoulders and arms, fantastic. I don't like his lats. It's not like
he has very impressive shoulders.
Very. I agree with that. Beautiful shoulders and arm, great quality, but he needs lats. So no disrespect, but that's my opinion. I'm not going to be like Sean Ray, say write him off. No. I'm saying if he doesn't improve his lat, and legs, he needs a little more sweep on the outer thighs.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that.
With the leg shot, yeah.
And you see that's lat spread. That's a weak lat spread. That's a weak lat spread. Jean's lat spread is actually more impressive. Okay, not being rude here, but the lat are not. Look at Dorian lats. Look at anybody, a good pro's lat it should come down. So his shoulders and arm, but he's unbeatable in the shoulders and arm, by the way. From the front and from the back.
Somebody else I thought that looked really good was Brock Jenkins. He was a guy with hair. He had a very old school look to me as well. He was a classic guy. I think he got like maybe 6th or 7th or something like that. And I think he was sick. Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar story to like Wesley at the Arnold. But he looked really good. Chest and everything. But he was sized down, I think, is what I was hearing from the commentators.
John, I have a question. Get back to Wesley again from the back. Get back to the back. Let's see his calves from the back to Wesley.
His calves didn't look good either.
What happened to the diamond in his calves? I see something there not right. And I think so many bodybuilders made that mistake. And I'm not going to talk detail about it, but I can tell something been altered here, and he lost a diamond from his calves. So it's not good. He needs to improve that. And he needs to improve the sweep on his thighs and his lats. But his quality is superior. It's fantastic.
Well, he's taking a whole year off, so
that'll be good to see. I anticipate seeing the changes. I feel like I would
bring up the legs, so we'll see.
Yeah. I can't wait to see some of these guys. Like whenever Terrence Ruffin comes back, I really want to see because I think he did exactly what we want these other people to do. I think he took that time off, and he's he's going to come in looking really improved. He looks really good. I can see him being up there for that Olympia.
Yeah. The good thing, he's passionate. And if he really wants to play the game the right way, I would take a year off, like Jean said, and I will build. I will beat the heck out of. You know what? So I talked with, let's say, Logan. You know what Logan told me? His main goal to improve his lats. Okay, he know that. He know that he still need to improve in certain area. Look at the difference on Diesel. Rough Diesel. Look at how much better his lat.
Look at that freaking waist from the back.
And look at the legs. You see, the legs got better too.
Oh yeah, he got bigger. All
a lot of improvements.
But you see how much better the lats. The lat is like a different person.
It's everywhere. His arms are bigger.
Yeah.
Arms are crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Roof Diesel is doing a good job. He's a passionate, and I don't take anything from Wesley. I love his quality. I love being passionate, but you got to do things right. You got to grow. Look at the difference.
That's a good shot, man.
That's a great
He's
shot.
a good poser. I don't like the way they're spreading the arm like that. I can't stand that position, although he's a very good poser. I know. I'm not trying to say maybe he's forced to do this position, but I disagree with the official that asked for this position. It's no good.
Oh wow, yeah, he did put on some in the sense of like that left. He was off season.
Waist is too.
You see the lat? Look at the lat. I mean, I don't see why not. If you tell the athlete, "Oh, you're perfect," no, you should tell him your lat need improvement, and he will work on it. I'm not gonna say, "Oh yeah, you look great, you look great." No, Wesley, improve your lat, improve the sweep on your legs, and guess what? Come back and win. That's it.
Yeah.
I think it's very impressive to see what literally it took him 18 or not even 20 pounds, and how big of a difference his waist looks in these shots. I think that's really impressive. I feel like that can give anybody some type of hope as far as like, if I look, looking at my waist on the left, I'm like, there's no way I can have a Rough Diesel waist, but then, 20 pounds and look at the difference.
That's what smart bodybuilder would do. You build the house and then you decorate.
Yeah.
So
that's what he's doing.
Decorated, you're not improved. You got to improve, and that's why I noticed so much progress on Roof. It's like amazing. The guy is serious. He knows. He's not like an ego. Oh yeah, I'm good as is. No, nobody's good as it. We all need to improve, and so I the guy can pose too. Roof is a good poser.
Oh God, man. Yeah,
I met him.
I still watch his. He has this shot on YouTube to Journey Separate Ways, and he's out in the desert doing his posing routine, and I love it. I'll go, back and revisit it quite a bit. I love the song, and the posing is just pretty awesome.
Yeah, posing is so important.
We'll wrap it up there, and we'll come back next week. And there's no shows this weekend, right?
I don't believe so.
Nothing that I know.
Definitely lots to talk about.
John, are you going to come to New York? Jean, you're going to come to New York, bro?
I wasn't planning on that. I wanted to go to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
hopefully we could do that, man. The Pittsburgh stuff. I'm really hoping that something like that could happen, especially with OSL.
How far are you from Pittsburgh, Marcus?
I'm like not even 2 hours, 3 hours, not even. Maybe like 3 hours.
I wonder why you want to go. You get in your car and drive down.
New York too. I mean, I'm like 3 hours from New York as well. So
come to New York. I'm gonna go see the New York Pro.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very exciting.
I feel like the Pittsburgh Pro is definitely the one that I'm like itching towards because that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for that.
$100,000 for that show. Come on.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Well, if you guys would like us to cover the Pittsburgh or New York Pro, put it in the comments and then.
Yes.
We'll try to get out there.
Good talking to you guys as usual.
It was a blessing.
All right, guys.
It's a fun one.
See you next time.